What if the world just witnessed a shocking reversal of power? A 2-week ceasefire, not on Washington's terms, but on Iran's. And while leaders debate, the streets of Iran are celebrating. So, did Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu just suffer a major geopolitical setback? After weeks of rising tension, threats, and near full-scale war, the US, Israel, and Iran suddenly agreed to a 2-week ceasefire. But here's the twist. The ceasefire came just hours before a major US strike deadline. The Guardian. Iran didn't surrender, instead, it offered its own proposal. And the deal was tied to reopening the Strait of Hormuz, a critical oil route. Business Insider. This wasn't a clean victory for anyone, but it raised one big question. Who really blinked first? At one point, the situation looked like it would explode. The US issued ultimatums. Israel pushed for continued strikes. Iran held its ground. Then suddenly, Trump backed off, just 90 minutes before the deadline. The Guardian. Behind the scenes, Pakistan reportedly intervened diplomatically. Iran agreed to allow controlled passage through the strait. And a temporary truce was announced. Even more surprising, the foundation of the deal reportedly came from an Iranian 10-point proposal. Critics are already calling this a strategic setback for the US and Israel. Here's why. No decisive military victory. The war paused, but Iran remains intact and influential. Iran gained leverage. It used control of global oil routes as pressure. Israel's momentum slowed. Reports suggested Israel wanted more time for strikes before any deal. Narrative battle lost. In Iran, state media framed the ceasefire as being imposed on the enemy. In parts of Iran, scenes of celebration emerged. Why? Because for many Iranians, this moment signals survival against major global powers, strategic resilience, and a perception of standing strong under pressure. But remember, these reactions are shaped by national narratives, not just facts on the ground. Supporters of Trump and Netanyahu strongly disagree with the defeat narrative. They argue the ceasefire prevented a catastrophic war. It forced Iran to reopen a critical global trade route. And it created space for a larger deal in the future. In fact, Trump himself called it a total victory. So what we're seeing isn't just diplomacy. It's a battle of narratives. This ceasefire isn't just about politics. It impacts globe, showing Europe-Africa global oil supply, 20% passes through Hormuz. Business Insider. Energy prices worldwide. Future Middle East stability. And most importantly, it shows how close the world came to a much larger war. This is only a 2-week pause. Not peace. Not resolution. If talks fail, the conflict could return, stronger, faster, and far more dangerous. So the real question is, was this a smart strategic pause? Or the beginning of a much bigger shift in global power? If you want deep, unbiased breakdowns of global conflicts like this, subscribe now. Because the next move could change everything.